Hello, beautiful humans. We are back for day 2 of our shift masterclass. You know, I have this dress on, and with the plants behind me, I'm very jungle themed. I did not really fully think of the background in my office when I put this dress on, but that's okay. We'll just be wild and free here in our jungle look. So hello. As you hop on, say hi, let me know you're here, tell me how you're doing, tell me what you loved about yesterday. We had a great time really talking about what the shift is. Instead of focusing on the how, which is what we immediately go to, which sometimes works in the case of like, how do you boil water? How do you hit a ball with a bat, right? Very tangible things. But often when we're really trying to shift something in our lives, like how do we get our kids to listen to us? How do we make more money? How do we get more intimacy in our marriage? How do we lose the weight? Often there's tangible steps to that, but either they're not going to work or you're not going to stick with them because you need to make a shift out of the how into whether or not you're believing that it's possible for you. And most of us, when we're stuck in the how or we're doing the things and not getting the results, we got to look at what we're believing. And that's what we talked about yesterday. Today, we're really going to talk about the formula of getting what we want, right? Of getting out of the how and what it actually looks like to create the beliefs, because it's deeper than one might think. We often get told that we just need to stay in the positive. Hello. Starting to see some of you guys finally hop on. Hello. Elaine and Alma and Judy, hello, and Jill, hello, and Sarah. We often get very focused in the how, and that's just not where we need to believe. But when we switch to the belief part of it, that's where we often get into the whole idea of staying in the positive. Oh, hello from Zambia. I love it. That's where we get stuck in the we have to stay positive. We have to focus on what we want, right? That's what you hear all the time in the manifesting world, the personal development world, right? We have to stay positive and focus on what we want. And that's part of the formula, but it's one piece of a much bigger picture. And that's why most people find things like manifesting or staying in the positive and all of that either unsuccessful or things get a whole lot worse when they start focusing on what they want, or it's very inconsistent. It's very inconsistent. And I'm sure a lot of you feel that way, right? It's either like you're trying to get what you want, you're trying to create this life. People have told you it's possible. People have told you you're able to shift out of things you don't want. But like actually creating it has been a little bit of a roller coaster ride. You know, like one minute you think it's happening and then it all falls out from under you and it's like this roller coaster ride. And that's not how it has to be. There is a way. And most of us just don't know the rest of the story. Most of us just don't know the pieces. And that's what we are going to dive into and really break down today so that you can start implementing into your life and understanding it more. And this is our newest course, Manifest, which we actually are starting on Monday. And I'm going to talk about a little bit more here in a bit. This is going to really kind of break down all those missing pieces when it comes to manifesting and creating our lives. Because at the end of the day, you guys, you manifest that when they're like, oh, I'm going to manifest that. It's like you guys are manifesting 100 100 hours, like you're manifesting all day, every day. You're manifesting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all day, every day. You are creating this reality. We're doing it as individuals and we're doing it as a collective. Now, I know a lot of people, when I say things like that, think like, oh, what do you mean? Like bippity boppity boo? Now, when you learn how to do it, it feels like that, but it's actually science that's happening. Because the same world is available to every single one of us. If you've seen one person do something, it's 100% available to you, and it's available to you like right away. The problem is, due to your belief systems, your programming, your coding, your DNA, you literally will not be able to see the opportunities, the pathway, anything to getting there. You can you'll say, how do I do it? How do I do it? Won't matter. I can give you all the steps. I can show you all the things. You'll never get there because you're not in alignment, basically, with it, which is a big thing, you guys, which is a big thing. We talk a lot about alignment, and people don't really understand what alignment really is. It's really getting your brain, your nervous system, your neuropeptides, and your DNA all on board. Most people, when it comes to alignment, are just focusing on the mindset, and some now are starting to focus on the nervous system, which is great. They're two components. But you're missing a deeper layer, which is your DNA expression, and your neuropeptides, which actually control your nervous system. And so you can often do all of this work, but you're still end up hitting a wall. It still feels hard. It still feels not right. We're going to kind of bring that all in together. Because at the end of the day, like I said, it is all possible. Everything you see in this world is possible for anybody. Now, are some of us going to have a little more work to do around the belief systems, a little more work to do around the creating of safety and having these, a little more work? Maybe. But it's possible. It's possible. So let's start breaking down how this works. Let's go into the formula of how this actually works. How do we shift out of the how and actually shift into believing? So let's take an example. You guys, I'm like literally like themed green today. Like I have like my green water over here. My green water, my green dress, my green plants in the background. We are just themed green. Green, the color of life and goodness and money, right? I'll take it. I like it. I like it. So let's take an example of how this works. Let's say you want $10,000. So immediately when we say we want something, we usually shift right into the how. How? How do I do this? How do I do this? Get out of the how. Unless you know the how, if you say, like when I look at my money and how because I just am like, I just believe, like I just get to make money all day, every day, all different ways, all different styles, like let's go. So when I say to myself, ooh, I want to make this, I can say, well, how? And like 1,000 different ideas come to me. And furthermore, I believe they're going to work. I believe they're going to work. Now, some of you may be sitting here saying to yourself, but Sarah, I believe. I just still can't figure out the how. Like, I believe I meant for this. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it. And you may. But unless it's starting to happen, or you are actively moving towards it with like excitement, it's likely there is still stuff rattling around of disbelief and old programming, old coding that's stopping you. When I see people say, no, I believe it with all of my heart, I get to have this, but then they're procrastinating like crazy, I'm like, no, you don't. Because when you believe 100% it gets to be for you, when you believe this is happening and the how drops in, you go. You go. If you believe this is going to happen for you and the how drops in and you're like, oh, I know how to do this, I know what I can do, and you're not moving and you're still scared and you have all this stuff, there's still belief work to be done. There is still work, emotional work to be done around that. And we're going to talk about that in a bit. So let's say you want $10,000, right? This is your thing. Dear universe, send me $10,000. Send me $10,000. And now you're like, how? Get out of the how. And before you even decide that this is what you want, and I'm going to go into this in a lot of detail and manifest, because one of the biggest issues with our alignment is a lot of times our want is a little effed up. It's a little messed up. And what do I mean by that? A lot of our wants are actually wounding wants. Meaning we actually want them because we have actually something inside of us that needs to be healed. And we're trying to heal it by getting something externally because we think that's going to make us feel whole. That's a big part of a lot of our wants. A lot of the reasons we want money so we can feel safe. A lot of the reasons we want love so we can feel loved. A lot of all of these things. And often when we start filling this stuff up for ourselves, it's why, and I'm sure this has happened to you before, when we get something we want, have you ever had that happen? And then you're kind of like, oh, this isn't nearly as exciting as I thought it would be. And why we also as humans spend our lives habitually chasing. Getting one thing, going to the next thing, going to the next thing, going to the next thing, and never feeling satisfied or fulfilled. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. I want more all the time. I am ready for new stuff, bigger things, awesomer adventures all the time. I am always like, what's the next thing? But it's never from a place of dissatisfaction or lack. I never feel like, oh, I'm frustrated, I'm not getting this, I feel more like, everything's good. Let's add more. And that's the second thing we have to look at in our wanting. Often our wanting's coming from wounding to feel, and I'm going to go into this a lot in our new program, Manifest, and really start talking about how we identify the wounding and remove it. And the next thing we have to look at is your want really coming from this place of lack? Because a lot of our wanting is coming from this place of lack. It's coming from this place of like, oh my God, I just need this thing, and frustration, doubt, all of this. And when that happens, when we're in that place of lack, that's a big indication that we definitely don't believe that it's going to happen for us. And again, we're likely possibly using it to kind of fill ourselves up. And then the third thing that often happens with our wanting is we don't actually want it. And this one's probably the most confusing, because we are so bombarded in society being told what we want. Like, we are so bombarded being told what we want. Like, probably 5,000 times a day. We are, and I'm not even exaggerating, we are bombarded subtly, not so subtly, but a lot, being told what we want. What our life should look like, what we should want. Advertising and marketing is good. It is good. It's often why you buy stuff and then like regret buying it, or jump into programs and regret jumping into programs, because advertising and marketing is good. It knows what to hit. It knows where to grab you so that you think you want it when you really don't. And so the issue with this, when it comes to creating what we want in life and really understanding the how to do the things, is when that want isn't actually in alignment with our soul, like where we want to go and what we want to do, it means that it's not in alignment, and the magic will never show up for you. And if you want to create that, it's going to be a lot of struggle and sacrifice, which is okay. Some people are into that life. Some people are into, hard. They like the hard. They're committed to the struggle stories. And a lot of this world is very committed to struggle. Now, some of you may be very committed to struggle and sacrifice only because it's what you've ever known. And often, if that's the case, people like me will slightly trigger you, or massively trigger you, or people that get what they want will bother you. And people who get what they want easily will bother you. Because literally all you've ever known is the struggle. And if all you've ever known is the struggle, it's really hard for your brain, your body, and your DNA to even open up to the possibility that it could not be a struggle for you. But the thing is that you're here. And if you're here, it means there's something inside of you that's like, okay, maybe this could be different for me. Maybe this could be different for me. And so I want to encourage you to use what's triggering you and coming up for you. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that as we go into really cleaning out these beliefs. And we talked about this for a moment yesterday when I talked about judgments and really understanding that when we're judging someone, we're likely just putting on them the stuff, either one, we don't want to see about ourselves, our secret wants that we don't want to fully believe we want. Our judgments and our irritations with other people are literal windows into our soul and into our belief systems. I mean, it shows us everything. And if we can learn to use them, and like I said, we're going to talk about that a little bit today, and I'm really going to talk about that in our new course and in our membership. I have so much in there that really helps you understand that. This is where life gets freaking incredible, you guys. This is where life really opens up for you, because now you're actually using it how it's meant to be used. You're no longer letting life happen to you. You're understanding that all of this is happening for you to get what you want. You guys, the universe, when people say the universe has your back, like the universe has your back. When people say things like, why does God do terrible things to us? God is not doing terrible things. The universe is not doing terrible things to anybody. The universe is just a response to us. The universe wants us to have the most kick-ass amazing time here. We just have a really hard time believing we get to have a really kick-ass amazing time here on Earth. And it's time we started believing that, because when we start to believe that, we can start creating lives that reflect that. And the universe supports all of it. Right now, the universe is just responding to your belief system and the collective belief systems. That's all that's happening. The dominant collective belief system is struggle and fear and hardship and all of that. And it's like the universe is trying to say, hey guys, this is what you believe. Why don't you shift it? And instead of us shifting it, we're just sitting here going, oh, how do we solve the issue with the plastic? How do we solve the problem with the thing? How do we? But because we don't even believe it could be that good for us, because we don't even believe that the struggle could actually be gone, because we don't even believe that it could be too good to be true for us, even if we figure out how to solve that problem, another one will show up right behind it. And that's what you see in our world right now. And I'm sure you very often see that in your life. Oh, you think you fixed this thing? Oh, another thing comes down. Oh, this part of your life finally got good. Oh, this part's all messed up now. I remember I used to see it all the time. Every time my business would hit another milestone, my freaking marriage would like explode. Every time. Still happens a teeny tiny bit, but not like it used to. Now I just notice it and I'm like, hold on. And remember, we talked a little bit about that yesterday. How that DNA takes a long time to change. The expression doesn't, but we have to stay with the work. And that's why I created the membership that I created, because it allows us to stay with it so that it keeps getting better and better and better and better. And when we get tripped up, we're able to really move through it quickly. So we first have to know what it is we even want. And that's a loaded question. And a lot of us have some work to do around that. And I'm going to take you and manifest step by step on all the little pieces and parts of how we really drill down to what we want so that we can actually be in alignment. And so that's your first thing. What do you really want? And a lot of us just don't even know. We don't even know. I ask people all the time, what do you want? And they're like, I don't even know. I don't even know. And I get that, because we're so bombarded with who we should be, what it should look like, that sometimes it's so hard to even hear who we are and what we want in our lives. And sometimes it's a lot simpler than the world wants to make it. If If you ask me what I want, I will tell you it's pretty darn simple. I want a lot of money, I want to make a lot of impact, and I want to have a lot of fun doing them both. Pretty simple. Bring it on, universe. Show me the way. And then as I move through life, I have feedback, and that tells me more and more of what I want, right? I do something and I'm like, oh, I'm not loving how things are going with my children right now. I know that I don't want that. So often you can figure out your wants very easily through what don't you want? I don't want that. But often that's where we get tripped up in the how. Okay, well, how do I change this? Throw the how out the window and now say, what do I want this to look like? Okay? So let's use an example back to our $10,000. Let's say you want $10,000. Okay, but why? Why? It's actually going to be better for you to look at your current financials and do some feedback with it. What do I like about my current financials? How do I want to feel around them? What don't I like? And if I don't like it, what do I want it to look like? Instead of these arbitrary wants, right? We have so many arbitrary wants that come into our world. I want this. You don't even really know where it's coming from. It's just kind of like the world told you, if you had that, then you will feel this. And that's basically what the world has done. If you are financially free, you will finally feel free. Let me tell you, I know a lot of people with a lot of money and they don't feel free. So a lot of times people get these things and it's not about the external, right? I want a lot of money so I can have all kinds of experience in this life and have fun, but I feel guilty because I don't have to do something great for the world. What if, Asia, what if you having a lot of money and you having all kinds of experiences for yourself was doing something great for the world? Did you ever think of that? Did you ever think that maybe your unique, special, specific gift is you actually having lots of money and having all of these experiences, and through doing that, you will actually do something great for the world? This is where I'm saying get out of the how. Because right now you're stuck in the how thinking, well, I want to do this, but how can I also impact the world? No, you just need to start believing that what you motherfucking want gets to happen. Even if it looks completely different than what the world has ever told you is possible. Who cares what the world tells you is possible? So what? Anything is possible. Any absolute thing, any way you want to create it is possible. You think the first time a person said to somebody, I'm going to create this machine and I'm going to fly in the sky? People were like, oh yeah, that's amazing. Let's do it. No. They were like, yeah, that's never going to happen. Dream on, bud. We are super creative, all-powerful beings that can create and make anything. That's why when people worry about the world, Earth exploding and global warming and blah, 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 I'm like, stop. You guys, that is such an empowered, a powerless view of what we are. We need to sit here and say, okay, we don't like this, we don't like that, that's not working for us. Now let's believe that we can actually solve all of these issues in the fastest and easiest way possible. The solutions will show up. Hell, the solutions for all of our problems are already here. They're literally already here. And people and countries and other places are doing them. We just can't see it because we don't believe it. And this is what's happening in a lot of your guys' lives. You're having guilt and feeling this and that because you don't believe it gets to be this good for you, and that even when it's this good for you, it's meant for you and meant for the world. So we want to stop and look. And so then this is a great example with Asia, is then she needs to sit back, and before she even figures out how this could work, she needs to sit back and just start believing, crafting out what she actually wants. If I handed you a bippity boppity boo magic wand right now, all of you who are on this, I just boop boop handed you a little wand and you got to play create your most amazing life. And I don't want you to just go to the obvious. I want to be a millionaire, travel a whole lot, eat amazing food. Like, really start thinking, like, what is being a millionaire, traveling, and eating amazing food really gonna get you? Like, what is it that you're looking for? Like I said, like, I could drill mine down to, I want all the money, so I don't even have to think about it. I want to make impact because I really love making impact in this world. Like, it really lights me up. It might not light you up, and that's okay, right? That's okay. If just eating your way through the world is what lights you up, then great. But find that thing that really is joyful to you. And it manifests, like I said, we're going to really spend some time on this want piece because a lot of us have a lot of things tied into our wants that really needs to be shifted and understood so we can really drill down to that core want. I want to lose weight because I think I'll be more attractive to others, which in turn brings me to the deeper feeling of wanting to be accepted. Exactly. So see, we got a lot tied into that, Miss Lori. We got a lot tied into that. So really, you just want to feel accepted. That's your want. You want to feel accepted. And my guess is somewhere deep down inside, you don't believe you get to be accepted. You don't believe you get to be accepted. So now here is where we get to the belief part. Here's where we get to the belief part. Because when we get into the belief part, everybody teaches you to focus on the beliefs you need to have, right? But before we get there, we first need to focus on the beliefs that are already there. So, what Lori said is, she just wants to feel accepted. So there's probably some beliefs in there like, I don't belong, people don't accept me. When I'm fully me, people are mad at me, right? There's probably all of this stuff in here where you're truly dying to what you're really looking for. If you want to lose weight so you're more attractive, you're not looking to lose weight. You're looking to be that magnetic person. You're looking to be that person that walks into the room and people notice them and people see them and people want to talk to them, right? That's what you're looking for, that type of feeling and connection. And that comes from confidence. That doesn't come from losing weight. It doesn't come from losing weight at all. There's skinny people who are hidden in the world, and there are big, beautiful, round people that are magnetic and people find attractive, and they are just magnetized to them. So it has nothing to do with weight. And this was such a good example because this is what I'm saying. This is where we really have to drill down on our wants. Because often, if your want is to lose weight, but your real want is to actually be that magnetic, accepted, vibrant, bubbly person, that's a whole different ball game than trying to lose weight. And quite honestly, you're never even going to lose weight until you get this. And furthermore, even if you did lose weight, you still wouldn't feel any different. You still wouldn't feel any different. And that's what I see happen all the time with people. I want this, they get it, and they feel no different. When you want something, you guys, you are searching for a feeling. When you want money, you're usually searching for freedom and safety. When you want to lose weight, you're usually searching for connection, attention, being seen, all of that. When you want to travel, you're usually looking for adventure and more fun. When you're seeking love in a partner, you're really looking for love and connection. And here's the crazy ass thing. All those things you can do today with me, here. They're here. Everything you guys are wanting is actually here. It's available to you right now. All of it. Now, the cool thing about it is once we realize that, then it's like we get to build off of it and start building this and getting all the things we want. Because let me tell you guys, like, I'm not one of those people that's going to be all like, oh, find everything in yourself and you need nothing in the material world. No, I think find everything in yourself and then go have your most kick-ass time in the material world. Because we are here for a material experience, you guys. We are here for a material experience. We aren't here for a spiritual experience. We're in the material realm. We are spiritual beings in the damn material realm having a material experience. So we need to live it up in the material realm. But if we are chasing the material world, if we are using the material world to make us feel whole and full and safe and free, we are going to live a life of constant disappointment. We are going to live a life of constantly feeling dissatisfied. We are going to live a life of constant ups and downs, and it's going to be a struggle. And I don't know if you've ever looked at the world right now, but that's kind of what everybody's doing. And I'm telling you, there's a different way. There's a way better way. It's how I live. It's how I teach our people to live. It's how people in the membership are living. And often, you guys, and you saw this yesterday when people were saying, oh my God, I've been in the membership for like 2 weeks and life changing, life changing, life changing. The reason it happens so fast too is because a lot of you have been doing a part of the work, which is focusing on what you want. But now we have to take that work deeper and actually look at the beliefs that are already there. And the beliefs that are already there are often seen in what's happening in our world, right? If I'm saying in my company, I want to make tens of thousands of dollars every day. I want tens of thousands of dollars coming in every day. And that's not happening. The universe is literally showing me, one, I have beliefs in there that aren't working for me, and I got to go get them and do the emotional work. And we teach this in all of our courses. We teach my specific rapid relief technique on how to get into the emotion and remove it at the core, so that your full body, brain, and nervous system understands it. It's the most amazing process freaking out there. And we'll talk about it in Manifest, and furthermore, we go deep into it in the membership in our signature course, The Foundation. But we have to get, and so that's what the universe is telling me. The universe is gently telling me, hey girl, you either have beliefs in there that need to be worked on, go discover them, or you need to do a little more work pulling in the good, remembering that it gets to happen for you, right? Which we also do in our membership every freaking day in our daily dose. Because guys, that is such an important part of this work, because you live in a world that surrounds you with bullshit. You live in a world and are likely around people that are going to fill you consistently with lies. And I don't mean lies like they're trying to like trick you kind of lies, but just shitty programming and shitty conditioning that they've taken on that they just perpetuate. That's what the world just does. It just regurgitates the crap over and over again. Like, literally, I went through this whole thing this past year about like really diving into history. And literally what I learned was like history is like the fucking same over and over again. Like we can go back 10,000 years and we're basically doing the same thing. Like it might not be the same racial relations, but there's still this thing happening. It may not be the same things we're fighting about, but we're still fighting about. Hell, even the whole global warming thing. Go back to the Egyptian times. Oh my God, they were in a complete energy weather crisis, right? Like all sorts of stuff. Like we just repeat. And you know what? That energy crisis did wipe the Egyptians out for the most part. Didn't wipe out humanity, which is what we think it's going to do. It's not. We're resilient. We figure shit out. We're not going anywhere, right? We're not going anywhere. But at the end of the day, we're just going to keep repeating it until we start believing something different. Right now, we just stay stuck in our belief system, which is struggle and hardship. And we all don't get to have the good stuff, the hierarchy of humanity, the inequality. We believe in all of that. And so such a part of this work, you guys, is surrounding yourself with people who believe something different. And not necessarily needing them to believe what you believe. Like, we have a very open community. People are capable of believing and living lives that they want to live. The difference is not challenging them. Hey man, if you think you can go be president in 3 years, like, quite honestly, by all means, go for it. Like, do I think you have a lot of belief work to do around that? Sure do. But is it possible? It's possible. And to have people in your corner that are like, yeah, it's possible, is huge. And furthermore, to have people in your corner that can help you see the shit you can't see, even bigger. Because guys, when it comes to creating these beliefs and removing the stuff around them, we are often so attached to our stories and we are so committed to our stories that we often can't see it, even though it's like glaringly obvious to somebody on the outside world. And so I love our membership and our programs because you can go in there and share and people are like, oh, well, don't you see this? And you're like, oh my God, I didn't. So we have to look at these beliefs. You guys have to sit down and you have to start looking at, what do I actually want? What do I need to believe for this to happen? If you want an amazing relationship with your children, what do you need to believe about your children? You need to believe that they're good. You need to believe that they want a good relationship with you. You need to believe that they listen and respect you. And then you got to go look at, what are your current beliefs? Do you believe your kids respect you? Nope. Do you believe your kids want to listen to you? Nope. Do you, you start going through all the beliefs that are in there. And then that's where we use the rapid relief technique to really dive in and start pulling out all the emotions around there. Because remember, we can't change the belief systems until we change our emotions. The reason why, you guys, we get so committed to our stories is because of the emotions. Something either happened in your life or happened in your ancestor's life or happened societal-wise that caused an emotion. Now, instead of, I love that, you did it with your marriage. Instead of us using what happened, using that event to process all of the emotions, and remember, this is where my science nerd self comes out, right? If we process all of the emotions, it actually has a whole physiological change in our body and our neuropeptides that run the show, literally run the show. And I'm going to go into this deeper in our course Manifest, and I go into this much deeper in our membership and our foundation program. But when we actually feel the full emotion, let me get a sip of water, my green water. When we actually feel that full emotion, we actually evolve and learn. And when we evolve and learn, we don't stay stuck in the story. And because we don't stay stuck in the story, now we can actually work to change the belief. Otherwise, if we don't address the emotion and the core of it, and sometimes, guys, it can be interesting because the core is often not yours. The core is often, let's say, your freaking ancestors back in 1605 robbed a bank, went to prison for robbing a bank, and everybody passed on the story for the next 200 years about they robbed a bank, money's bad, money gets us into trouble, money makes us do bad things. And maybe nobody even said this to you in your lifetime, but that was coded on your DNA. Money's bad. I mean, hell, guys, go back to some minorities and some of the people in the world that, have been enslaved people, different genders that have had things happen. It's been coded that basically, yep, you don't get to have that. Yep, nope, that's not for you. Yep, no, you either, right? That's coded into our DNA. And the only way right now for us to change it is to work our motherfucking asses off to do it. And that's what you see. You see most people who break out of the mold, damn, did they sacrifice? Damn, did they struggle? They, blood, sweat, and tears, baby, went into them breaking through the mold to get where they are. And I literally was like, fuck that. Literally. I was like, no, I am not blood, sweat, and tearing it to get what I want in this life. There's gotta be a different way. And there is a different way. And it's actually looking at this deep, deep coding of those ancestors that said this and starting to challenge it. But the way we challenge it is we actually have to feel it. We have to go back to 1602. Not really. But that emotion's passed down. You guys, just like diseases are passed down genetically, so is everything else. Do you know they even say now that your happiness is genetic? How happy you get to be is genetic? How much money you get to have is genetic? And just like with diseases, when you end up with a disease, there's a way to get rid of it in a way. You struggle and you fight it for your whole life. Or you just change the fucking coding that gave it to you and it goes away. You change the coding around money, you change the coding around happiness, you change the coding around disease, and you no longer have to fight and struggle for it in this life. Now it's just gone and you get to rewrite your story. That's what I'm talking about doing here. That's what I'm talking about doing here. And it's amazing ass work. But it comes down to the emotions. And we don't like to feel emotions in our world. We have thrown them out the door, we have pushed them aside, and it has kept us all stuck and all oppressed. All oppressed. Why do you think the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor and very few ever get ahead? Why do you think the happy stay happy and the sad stay sad and very few things work or get people truly ahead? Because emotions are actually the key that we're missing. But we don't like to look at them. We don't like to deal with them. And so we look at these beliefs, and then using the rapid relief technique, we actually remove them completely from our coding, and then we get to create the safety. Then we get to create the good stuff. Then we get to actually rewrite our stories for real. And this time, it actually works. This time it actually works because we've actually gone to the deepest layer and dealt with it. And that's why so many people that are in our membership and work with us say, oh my God, this was life-changing. Oh my God, I've tried so many things. And oh my God, this finally worked. Oh my God. And does it take a minute? Yes. Yes. To completely curate and cultivate your entire life? Yeah, it takes a minute. I'm not going to tell you you're going to have everything you want in 5 days. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not possible. I'm not going to say it's not possible because I don't know if I will ever say that about anything. This time it actually works. Indeed, exactly, Julia. This time it actually works because we're missing pieces. We're missing this understanding. And that's really what I'm going to be going through with you guys in this new course, Manifest. And I know our members are so excited about it. And if you're not in our membership, you can purchase Manifest just by itself for $297. I'll have Melissa drop the link right now to Manifest. You can do it. We're actually going to run it straight. I've never done this before. Usually I do my courses like, a couple days, but I really wanted to just bring us together and focus on this for it's 8 days straight. We're just going through it. And of course, if you buy it, you'll have lifetime access to it. So if you can't, do it with us live, we'll be in there. I highly suggest if you are loving what I'm talking about and you're interested in this to just come into our membership. Because after Manifest, you're going to want to do so much more. You're going to want to dive into your money story. You're going to want to dive into your foundational crap. You're going to want the support. You're going to want the interaction. Yes, if you're in the membership, no. If you're in the membership, you get it. If you are already in the membership, our members get everything we do course-wise. So everything we do course-wise, you got it, baby. And really, you guys, I set this up for a reason like this. I set this up because I wanted you guys in the membership to have everything that you needed. I didn't want to do the thing that everybody else does where it's like, oh, now you have to buy this, and oh, now you have to buy this. I mean, it works from a business model perspective. That's how we used to work. But I wanted you guys to have everything that you needed so that when you're in the middle of Manifest and you're like, you uncover this big ass money block you have, you can go over to Wealth Code and you can do the tappings there and you can dive into that there. Like, it's this beautiful ecosystem of all the pieces and parts you need to create the life you want, to create the impossible life that you think isn't possible, but deep down inside you're like, I just want it. You can have it. You can create it with us. We're going to show you all of it. And it's really, I love having our new people start with Manifest. Like, I think it's going to be such a powerful way for you to really understand how this works and then to build off of it. So $297, you can come join us for Manifest and just do that with us and have lifetime access. Or if you join our membership before Friday, you will get the membership, $85 a month, or $797 pay in full for the year, and you'll get Manifest lifetime access as a bonus. Just a little incentive to make you boop, boop, jump a little bit, right? Yes, I agree, Rane. It is a beautifully and powerfully created membership. Thank you. And so, yeah, if you've been looking for a space, if you have been looking for people, if you really want to start cultivating and creating your incredible, amazing life, that's what we do. Oh, so yes, to confirm, you can do $85 a month to join for the year, or if you just want to do month to month, some people are just like, I just want to try this out for a second, it's $97 a month, or $797 for the year. But we have hundreds of people in there, amazing people doing this work, creating lives. It's so supportive, it's so beautiful. Every day I go live and give you guys a daily dose, which is a daily dose of inspiration, of connection, of love, of all the things you're looking for to remind you that you get to have this. So much of creating what we want, guys, is just having somebody in your corner who's gonna say, you get to have this. And I freaking tell you that every day. Every day I tell you it. I tell you it about your health. I tell you about wealth. I tell you it about your relationships. I tell you about it about everything, that you get to have that. I believe in you. I believe in every single one of you that is watching this, that you get to create what you want in your life. I don't care where you are in the world. I don't care what you look like. I don't care how you're feeling. I don't care how much money is in your bank account. It is possible. It is possible, but it doesn't start with looking at the external world and figuring out how to change it. It starts with you taking that step back and saying, what the hell am I even believing here to have created this that I don't want? And really starting to understand at that piece. And it is work to understand that, you guys. That's why I want you to come into Manifest. That's why I want you to come into the membership, because it's so much easier in there. I have more time and more space to explain it to you. I'm able to answer your questions. We have people in there that can support you and tell you things. It makes it so much easier. So stop waiting. Get out of your disbelief and get into your belief and get in here with us and do this with us. You can see. I mean, I have thousands of testimonials of people being like, oh my God, this was the missing piece. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it doesn't just work for, like I was saying yesterday, a lot of people don't have a lot of the stuff they try to do work for them because it requires a certain level of privilege, to be quite honest with you, in your DNA. It requires that your DNA already be written to have some comfortableness with money. You know, like I often like people who have like money programs that are like $10,000 and people are like, that's not fair. The people who need them the most like can't afford them. Quite honestly, that program would probably do you a disservice because you don't even have the underlying DNA coding to even be able for it to work for you. And so, yeah, and so it's sad a lot of times when you see people invest these big chunks of money in that they don't really have, when they don't even have that underlying coding that they need. And I know it's frustrating in the personal development world. I see so many people spin out because of this. We have the foundation. We have the base that you need. We have the understanding and the work that changes all of that. So all of that stuff starts working for you. I've cracked the code, kids. I have frickin' cracked the human code. And it's time for more and more of you to come in, understand it, and start getting what you want in life. It's 100% possible. I I've been asking and searching the missing piece in between what we want, understanding what's required to do, and still not able. And I can say that the DNA changes and feeling the emotion is the way. This is one of our members. I'm going through the foundation right now, and oh my God, I'm so happy and excited to feel my emotions, which I've been pushing down for so long. It is. It's the missing piece. And a lot of you might be thinking you're feeling your emotions. A lot of you might be doing things like breath work, which we actually have in our membership. But even that, there's more to it than how it's being taught and how people are doing it. There's another layer you have to understand, and that's why we combine breath work with our rapid relief technique and understanding. There's an integration process that's often being missed. There's a safety piece with our nervous system that's often being missed, and a lot of other work out there. We have really brought it full circle and brought all of the pieces and parts in so that it just, like chef's kiss, right? Like it's like we're the Michelin, we're like the 5-star Michelin restaurant of the personal development world, but at like the McDonald's price. Like, honestly, right? Like, we're like, everybody should get to experience Michelin star food. Come on down, right? That's where we're at. Because I do believe that this work and a life like this should not be a privilege, should not be exclusive. It should be for all. This is human work. And as we grow this membership, I can't wait to start to take parts of, my dream is really to have where 50% of your membership cost actually goes to our foundation and then can subsidize for people to get this work who wouldn't otherwise be able to have access to it. And we've been able to do that in some ways already. We've already started our scholarship program with our certification, but we have big goals and big dreams to really create world change. And I'm excited for it, and I hope that if you are not part of our membership, you will come in and join us. I guarantee you will knock your socks off. You'll absolutely love it. So, to summarize this process, you guys, get out of the how. Start looking at your life and saying, okay, what do I actually want here? What do I actually want here? And what is this situation showing me that I actually believe? Like, it's showing you. Your beliefs are right there. In what you're creating, your beliefs are right there. If your kids are all going crazy all the time, sit back and say, wow, I obviously believe that my kids go crazy all the time. Okay, I don't want to believe that. What do I want to believe? Well, I want to believe that I have a calm and peaceful and respectful household. Now look at that and say, what are the beliefs that are stopping me from believing that? And then that's where we use the rapid relief technique and the emotional work to start feeling all the emotions from our childhood, from who knows where, to start cleaning that out so that we can unlock our DNA and finally rewrite the expression of it. It's a beautiful process. And I can't wait to share more of it with all of you beautiful humans in our membership and in our newest course, Manifest. Don't forget, join before Friday. You'll get that Manifest lifetime access. We start on Monday, and it's going to be so good. I can't wait. All right, beautiful humans. I have had the best time with you. I love being on here and sharing with you and just sharing all these good nuggets that everybody needs to know. So yes, I'm so excited for next week too, and I hope to see everybody who is on here in there and everybody who's watching this on replay. I so appreciate you guys for watching, for showing up, for spreading the love. Again, if this resonates with you, share it with your peeps, invite your family, help people get this into their hands so that they can start understanding how we as a humanity and a world can all thrive so much more than we are right now. All right, beautiful humans, I love you. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon.